This is her. This is Paige. Paige Fannon right here. She's from Islip, West Islip, Long Island. So now we got a situation, folks, where we got a very remote area, and her body ends up getting found here by authorities after she was reported. So 2 days after she was she was reported missing, according to reports, on the 4th of March. On the 5th of March, spotted up the river, personal belongings found, and then March 6th, body found here. Now there's reports that was heavy rain around that time.
Okay, so we got some details here looking on the ground with JLR investigates. We're talking about Paige Fannon, one of many that's been found in just a few New England towns, done by the hands of one person, two people. I'm going to look at just very briefly, and then tomorrow the members and I are going to go over the crime chart and some of my thoughts about what actually happened. We're going to look at the solar return chart for Paige. And I don't have the actual time of her birthday. We can look at some clues still with this chart. If you don't really have the time, you can still look and see. Some of the clues can be stelliums. This can mean a bunch of people as well. It can mean a bunch of people who maybe are beautiful. They are, women. You can look at the moon too. The moon is the co-ruler of the victim. The moon is the victim. And you can see Jupiter right next to the moon, which shows her case would become very famous, which it has. But you can also see that there are some squares. Particularly, there is a square to Mercury in Scorpio. There's also a square to Neptune. This can show maybe the mindset of the victim. It almost seems to be a clash with possibly either two people or a person with revenge on their mind. Keeping in mind, this is the solar chart. So this is actually putting in Paige's birth information and pulling up a calendar. So I'm going to show you the calendar. There it is. If I was close to getting her birth time right, around this period of time when the murder occurred, which was around between March 5th and March 6th, it was right in this time frame. Virgo would be activated there. So we're going to look at Mercury, and Mercury is right here. It really has that Scorpio Plutonian type of feeling there. And then there's that square. So I think that this could be somebody who might be betrayed. There could be some jealousy involved. There is Jupiter retrograde right near her. That can also show that it was a personal relationship, in my opinion. It sure looks like somebody's next to her that it could be a personal relationship. So that person for me would be a person of interest, especially with this T square here. It shows that with Jupiter here, showing possibly a partner. I don't know if she had a partner, but that person is retrograde, not feeling right, not thinking correctly. And we also have a trine to the sun, and the sun can also be the co-ruler for a killer. But if you look in anybody's normally, like you look at their solar return chart, you're going to see the sun as a boss, as an authority figure. In a crime chart, you'll see the sun as the co-ruler of the killer in the chart. But in this case, this shows someone who might have authority over her. And especially with this T square here, right there, with Pluto and Mars and the sun. So this is a person who is extremely angry. Usually with Libra, it shows a relationship of some type. So maybe someone wanting to break off a relationship. You can see too that Uranus is right on the ascendant, the way that I rectified it. And there's Neptune. Neptune and Uranus is a river. And so people would see her this year, as being found by the river. And there's Pluto there. So this is a lot of water, a lot of rain, and a fast moving river. So the planets that I would look for in this, I would look at the sun in her solar return. I would look at Jupiter, see what's going on there. And it looks like perhaps this person that maybe she's dating, I don't know, or if she's married. I don't think she is or was. There is a square to part of fortune in Virgo. Could be someone who is very critical, very upset about something, maybe some work issues there. But I'm the most intrigued about that T-square with the sun, and at 29 degrees. This is someone who is abusive. And the person, if it's in her texts, emails, if there are witnesses, then that's probably going to direct the police to this person. Why am I a little bit skeptical about a serial killer right now? Would normally be a stellium with maybe Venus. Let's look at Venus. Yeah, Venus is out here by herself. And so usually with serial killers, there's just a lot of lots of fame. Venus and Mercury and Jupiter together showing a lot of females. But it seems as if this is a personal relationship. Here's the kicker. I pulled her birth chart. All you really have to do, you don't even need the time. You need to see what's going on with Jupiter, which is the relationship of a person. And it does not look good. There it is right there. Jupiter conjunct Chiron. Okay, so maybe somebody who has tattoos. Jupiter in Cancer can show someone who is about to get a lot of fame. And look at how Mars it's kind of got a wide orb there, but almost exact, almost partile on Chiron. So this is extreme anger. And Mars is angry, but with Jupiter, that's super, super angry about something. The ninth house is any place that's near you, an hour or more away. That's what I define it as. But then look at this. So if this is the personal relationship, and this is her birth chart, and this is also her transit chart, look at how Jupiter squares Venus retrograde in Aries. This is extreme anger. So there is some kind of story, I think, that is in her transit chart. Hey, Misha. Hi, Val and chat. I live in New England, and police have been saying it isn't a serial killer and definitely a Cancer cusp. Yeah, at least for this one, for this particular victim and her situation. I also think that this personal relationship, whoever this person is, he knows this area, knew to go back there. So yeah. Darlene, you said I pulled my moon chart, and the day I was born, all planets were 0 degrees. Placements and definitely a Cancer cusp. Wow, that is super, super psychic. So, yes, New England cases, Julia. Yes. Yeah, well, we're going to look into them a little bit more deeply, especially with the crime chart tomorrow. I just have a few minutes, and then I'm going to get on to the Khloe Kardashian preview, and then we're also going to look a little bit more at her chart. But I'm thinking I'm going to go up to New England, guys, and check this out. But I gotta be, I'd say, a little bit more convinced that we're talking about a serial killer here. This one does not convince me. I know that's a big one that came up. Another body found the other day near Taylor Swift house in Rhode Island. And what's interesting is I was reading Taylor Swift's chart, and in her solar return chart, it shows a female murdered. It's Venus in Scorpio in her solar return this year. So that's wild. So yeah. And talking about, you'll have to catch that one. I just filmed that one. Now let's look. This is Paige's birth chart. I always like to look at Jupiter, which is a partner or personal relationship. Mars is right up in there. It almost looks as if this person was angry for quite some time. I was doing the cards and thinking about Paige, and I was just like, tell me about Paige. And I typed in for this horary at 10:16 a.m. That was today. And so, of course, we have Venus up at the very top in Aries. This is someone who is very, very upset and angry. And also feeling, when you see a red line to Chiron, this is someone who feels terrible about something or could even feel pain. There's no doubt that this woman felt some pain. You can see Neptune here in the water. It's right outside the ninth house, and the ninth house shows places with the train tracks. It's a Sag house. So she's right by the train tracks. And you can see that there is a trine. And again, this is the horary chart to Mars in Leo. This is somebody, I think, who knew her. And there's a connection there somehow. You can also see that this person, Mars in Leo, is squaring Mercury in 18 in Taurus, which makes me think, obviously it's the forest, but at 18 degrees, this is somebody who is talking. This is also like, it's funny, 18 in Taurus can be fast food. It can be somebody who is talking pretty nasty and a big, big bully. So there, it seems to me, is someone in the mix who is bullying her somehow, or was before she died. And you can also see there's a T-square. You always look for the T-squares in these things. The moon would be the victim, not just Venus. And then you can see Uranus. This is a strike. Some type of strike. The 8th house is basically the death house. And 11th house could also show someone from social media, someone who is maybe a friend that wants to be more than a friend. So I think that's a big clue right there. So before I go, and we're going to get on to Khloe Kardashian's charts, which just never cease to amaze me. But we're talking about Paige Fannon tonight. And let me add my camera. They just had this new thing on the screen for all the chats, so I hope you can still see the chart there. All right, now I'm going to add my video. Okay. Was this crime committed by someone who knew Paige Fannon? Oh, good Lord. Someone who was tempting, maybe. Oh, God. Was this something that had to do with an online connection? Ace of Swords. Yes. Thanks, Jen. Oh, I got another one too. 8 of Wands, communication. Oh God, I got the chills. Will this person be caught? And we can look at Mars too to find out. Mars represents the police as well. Will this perpetrator be caught? Page of Swords. That could be a witness. So I know it does for me too, Shauna. Feels it's a fan. Boyfriend vibes. Thanks, Shauna. Yeah, guys, please like this and feel free to join my channel. We're going to have some shows tomorrow for members only. And thank you, Angel D, for saying that. I know. Shauna. I think, is there going to be, let me ask this one question about a witness. Could a witness help the police in this case? Nine of Swords reversed. So I don't think that necessarily means no. Maybe someone who's upset about something, maybe had to deal with this person and is now out of their grief, out of their pain, because that's Nine of Swords reversed. Yeah, they had to have communication via computer. True. Feel stuck between energy. I got that as well. And actually, there's something in the chart about that. I'm going to have to show you. What's the biggest clue in this case that police should go on, should look at, should review? Biggest clue. Two of Cups reversed. There you go. Wow. A relationship that went south, or a return to an old relationship. That could be retrograde too. So, sometimes we feel like going back to something and it's like, whoa, what was I thinking? It's possible that could be the case. So fast moving info. Yeah. So these are good cards, I think. Let me just go back to this for a second. And if anybody knows her time of birth, like if somebody's going to watch this and maybe they know Paige, maybe there's a member of the family, it would be really helpful to get her time of birth. But let me show you, where was it? The nodes. When you want to, yes, okay, here it is. You were saying stuck. Well, the nodes are going to tell you who's stuck. And there they are. And what's at the apex of the nodes? Jupiter. And Jupiter is a partner, and you can't see him right now. He is in the 12th house. He's hiding. And it's interesting too, there could be some twinning clues as well. Maybe, there are going to be two Johns and, it's one of those. They might not even look like each other. This person could have an Italian name. And a lot of times when you see something in the 12th house, it's possible that they could end up in jail and caught. So I like that part. Yeah. So all of this Aries for this Horary chart shows that there was just a lot of abusive type of feeling or energy here, and somebody who definitely felt stuck. And I think that's possible. It is possible that it could have been a personal, a guy she was seeing. So, all right, I better get going. I am going to be live shortly with Khloe Kardashian's birth chart and her information on why she had such evil partners, allegedly. Yeah, absolutely. It's a good call. And I don't know. We don't know yet, but it would make sense with all that Taurus. It would make sense. I mean, the police aren't saying anything, and that's why JLR was saying, we don't know if she unalived herself or not. I guess we're all wondering that because we don't have the information just yet. Oh God, Shauna, you had a slam door. Crazy raining right now. Yeah, be careful. There's a lot of really tough storms coming through there. Okay. They don't want to provide an MO. I'm going to say she probably had a head injury. I mean, there's a lot of Aries there, which means the head. Chiron in Aries, a head injury. So, and it's squaring the ascendant, which would be the victim. So no doubt. Way to go reading that chart too. All right, guys, I'll see you in a few minutes. We're going to be talking about Khloe. And if you want to talk about the crime chart tomorrow, I am going to be on live with members. Just check the members community box for the time tomorrow. So Shawnee said Mercury ruled 12th house and that Mercury at 18 with all that alcohol. I know. Thanks, Jennifer. Nice to see you. All right. See you guys in a little bit.